more about lunch coming up.
The butter cake was really good.
The butter cake was good. I mean,
It wasn't 5 minutes. It was more like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
It pulled up. We got enough to get in our room, and it moved before we even got in our room.
Yeah, exactly. So. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing something that we have not done before. A brand new adventure for us. We are taking the Amtrak from Rochester, New York to Boston, Massachusetts. Should be about a 10 and a half hour train ride. Looking forward to a new experience, and I'm hoping that you guys will come along for the ride. You ready? Let's go. Our journey began at the Louise M. Slaughter Station, which is located on the north side of Rochester. This station is served by 3 Amtrak routes, which equals about 8 trains a day. The routes include the Lake Shore Limited, the Empire Service, and the Maple Leaf. So we are in the train station, waiting on the train arrival. Supposed to get here. Saying arrival time is 10:06, and right now it's 9:30. We were heard or told that to get to the train station like 30 to 45 minutes early. So we are here. We're not going to be checking any bags, so I don't think that we had to get here 45 minutes early. But we'll see how it goes. So far the train appears to be on time, and we'll keep you updated along the way. Alright, here we go. Heading to the train. See where we're going. Say we go to the D area. Train's here. We're getting ready to get on board, trying to find our car. Keep going? Okay. First room on the right hand side. Alright, here we are. Alright, we are on the train. Gerald, first impressions?
Dirty.
So we are in a roomette.
Maybe run down.
On the train.
Small.
I'm not sure if it's dirty.
No, just run down.
It's a little bit, I think it's a little old, maybe a little aged. But we are on our way. It did not take long in Rochester. We were in and out of there pretty quickly, it seemed like.
Yeah,
I mean, the train got there, then we loaded up on the platform, and we were off.
And we had to walk to the first car, and they took off. So.
Yeah, we were like right behind the engine, like the first car of the train. So I'll give you a little room tour here.
Very little.
Alright, so here's a little bit of the room tour. So when you come in, you have one seat there and another seat there. And you can see the amount of leg room between both seats. So behind the one seat, you have a reading light switches. Go to the right of the door, you have your coat hooks or hangers. You have your thermostat, call button for the room steward. Come back around, your door out to the hallway, and this is the funny part. So in this little roomette, a few people. Oops, as I'm tripping over a strap here. A toilet. And then you have a little sink, a little faucet that gets secured up there like that. And you have your mirror, same kind of thing. I think above us is right up here. There's one bed that would come down, and I think these two seats go together to make a second bed. Luckily, our train ride is during the day. We get into Boston at 8:30 tonight, so I don't think we'll be sleeping at all. But that is a roomette. I believe this is a Dreamliner train car, I believe. So we are on our way to Rochester to Boston.
Okay. Here we are. Upstairs. This is the upstairs view of the bed. In the roomette, you have a little bag here where you can put your stuff in. You've got your lights. Reading light. And that is where you would store your luggage. We also have windows. So it is indeed a room with a view.
Alright, so I guess our first stop is in Syracuse. So, and I think we're supposed to get in there at 11:28 and leave at 11:42. So we got almost 15 minutes in Syracuse. Maybe we'll get on the platform, check that out. But we are on our way, and so far so good. Unfortunately, our train window is pretty dirty, so I'm not sure how much footage I'm going to get of the outside of the train, but I'll try to get at least what I can. Much of our 10.5-hour trip was spent playing on our devices, looking out the windows, kicking back, relaxing, and just taking in the sights. We did decide to venture out of our roomette and go see what the train had to offer. This is the remainder of the sleeper car, where the other roomettes and bedrooms can be found. The cafe car is a good place to come grab a meal. Here they serve sandwiches, burgers, salads, snacks, and drinks, including alcohol. The cafe car offers plenty of additional seating and has additional outlets that can be used to charge your devices. Yeah. This is one of the many coach cars of the train. Here you can see the size of the seats compared to what we have in our roomette. These seats recline back and also offer leg supports as well. Each row of seats has one outlet that the two seats must share. After arriving at our first stop in Syracuse, we decided to get off the train and venture out on the platform. This was a nice chance to go outside and get some fresh air. Each stop of the train will vary in time from what seems like a minute or less to upwards of a half an hour or so. So I guess it just depends on how many people are getting on or off the train. After getting back on the train, we continued exploring and found the dining car. Oh, so this is where we have to come for lunch?
Hi.
Hey, how are
This is
you?
where we come for lunch, right? Later on.
The dining car is only open at certain times during the journey. However, here you can experience a more formal dining experience with table service. Seeing we had some time to kill, we decided to just head back to our roomette and wait until it was time for lunch. It's a little freaky when a train passes you because it seems like it's really close. Whew, there we go. All right, so we've been on the train for almost 2 hours, and so far so good. It's been a pretty decent ride. We went and walked almost the length of the train. We found the dining car, found coach class, found another sleeper car. So we've been kind of exploring. Our first stop was, I think our first big stop was at Syracuse. We had, I don't know, a few minutes there that they actually opened up the train, let people get off and get that little rest break, which is nice. It's a nice little fresh air break. But where's our next stop? Sure.
Utica.
Our next stop is Utica, New York. So we are making our way. Lunch gets served at noon. So we're going to head down to the dining car and check out what's on the lunch menu. So stay tuned for that. All right, so we're on our way to get lunch in the dining car. I'm learning that walking in a train that's moving 80 miles an hour is a little bit of an acquired skill. So we are in the dining car to sit down for lunch. Cheryl got, what did you get?
Beef paprikash.
Beef paprikash. And I got the butter chicken. I guess I was expecting for like lunch, like sandwiches, burgers, you know, that kind of thing. But apparently this is going to be like a bigger sit down meal.
I don't think it's very big. I think it's airline food. That's how they heat it up. In the car, you could have gotten a hamburger or a hot dog, but I think you had to pay for it.
Your reaction to lunch?
It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Really?
The noodles, overdone. Those I didn't eat. But the beef was pretty good. I have to say. The beef was pretty good.
Would you get it again?
Yes, because there's only a choice of two things that I like.
Very nice.
And how was your lunch?
Well, I got the butter chicken, and I'm not so sure if I would get it again, to be true. So,
Not one of your favorites, huh?
scale of 1 to 10, maybe 3.
Maybe. I bet you're glad we brought our own snacks.
Yeah, that's true. Looking forward to dessert though. We'll see what the butter cake's like.
Yep.
All right, so we just finished lunch. We are at Schenectady, New York. Another little stop here. Got about, I don't know, 15 minutes here at this stop before we have to get back on the train. But so far so good. Anything you want to add?
No, I just don't want you to step over the yellow line.
Oh, all right. All right, so we're just kind of getting some fresh air, walking back towards our car. And we'll see what the next stop is. Yeah, from the wonderful lunch. More about lunch coming up.
The butter cake was good.
The butter cake was good. All right, so we're back in the roomette, and here's my honest review about lunch. Don't get your hopes up. So, It was nothing fantastic. It's just basically a glorified microwave meal. They pull the plastic off the top of the container, flip it over, plop it on a plate, and call it lunch. So again, I had the butter chicken, and Cheryl had some kind of beef and noodle dish. I think probably out of the two, Cheryl got the better one. Best part of lunch was the dessert, the butter cake. Definitely a very good dessert. But again, it's a prepackaged butter cake, so there you go. Not sure. I'm not sure if you can upgrade or if you can pay to eat in the dining car. But if that's an option, I'm honestly not sure if it would be worth it. But we'll see what happens with dinner. I got salmon coming up for dinner tonight, which I've heard the salmon is actually really good. So we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully I don't regret that. All right, there's lunch. We're in Schenectady. We're getting pretty close to Albany. And I think in Albany is where we do the split. Some passengers on this train go down to New York City, and then the rest of the train goes to Boston. So we'll catch up with you at our next stop. All right, so we decided to get off the train, come in the Albany station, check out the train station here. It's a very nice station. Gift stores, an Amtrak post office, information, little restaurant, coffee shop kind of place, so nice station. The Albany station serves as Amtrak's primary station for the Capital District. The station is served by Amtrak's Empire Corridor routes, which include the Adirondack, Berkshire Flyer, Empire Service, Ethan Allen Express, the Lake Shore Limited, and the Maple Leaf. Sure. Our car's that way, you know.
No, I didn't know. Wait, we're all the way here?
Yeah, the engine's there. We're right behind the engine, remember?
Huh?
We're right behind the engine, remember?
Oh, we had to walk this way to get out here?
Yeah.
Good thing you're here.
Uh-oh. That's our car right here. How do we get in? Alright, so while we had the opportunity, I wanted to kind of show you guys what a bedroom looks like. So, come in the bedroom. You have this large bench seat area with a bed up above that pulls down, and there's another seat, window seat right there. That seat kind of comes out and swivels and down. And one of the cool things about the bedroom is you actually have your own toilet, and there's actually, I believe, yeah, see, there's actually a shower in there as well, so it's kind of like a wet bath where you can shower and use the toilet at the same time. This is actual bedroom, not a roomette. And you have your towels, your sink, and your mirrors. So it gives you a little bit of a comparison. Obviously a bedroom has a lot more room, a little bench seat area, and your own bathroom. Alright, so we have made it to Back Bay Station here in Boston. Now it's just a matter of trying to figure out where to go from here. So, Dartmouth Street, that's one of the...
Is that what we want?
Yeah. So here we go. So far so good. Unboarding was pretty easy. Hopefully we got everything.
We get it on the way back.
If not, yep, like Cheryl said, we get on the way back. So, all right, more in a bit. All right, we have made it to Boston. Got in last night.
8:30?
Yeah, 8:30ish, I guess. Didn't do really any recording after we got in. Got checked in the hotel. Went out and grabbed a bite to eat because we were both hungry after the whole Amtrak food experience. So now we are out exploring Boston for the day. heading to find a place for breakfast and then see what else we can find in the city. Alright, so we've made it to Back Bay Station in Boston, and we are waiting for our Amtrak back to Rochester. So far, good morning. A little rainy here today, but worked out alright. Waiting on the train, departing in about 40 minutes, so hopefully the train will be here soon. Get boarded up and ready for our trip back. So far, so good. Alright, so we made it. We are back on our train, headed back towards Rochester. Train arrived in Back Bay. Honestly, I think the train was there for it seemed like maybe 5 minutes. I mean,
It wasn't 5 minutes. It was more like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
It pulled up. We got enough to get in our room, and it moved before we even got in our room.
Yeah, exactly. So it was pretty funny. If you're not on the train, guess what? You're not on the train. But we are on our way. Looks like the rain has stopped. So far, looks like an on-time arrival. So off we go. We'll keep you updated along the way. Alright, so we have made it back to Albany. Got off the train for a little while. They're doing a switch here. Guess they combined the New York City train with Boston train to head on to Chicago. So we're at Albany, got about half an hour here. We got off the train, stretched our legs, and we're just checking out the station. We were here when we stopped on our way to Boston as well. So back in Albany, continuing on to Rochester. Trip's going so far, so good.
I thought the dining car was supposed to move over.
I think we're back over here. Maybe she switched into a different place.
Did they open the doors at all?
I'm not sure what happened.
With intermediate stop, passengers should proceed to track 1. Please remove any travel documents from their envelope and have them ready for scanning by the conductor. Thank you for choosing Amtrak.
All right, so we're about 2 hours outside of Rochester on our way back, and I wanted to do a little bit of a summary video, share our experiences with you. And like I've told you at the beginning, this is our first experience with Amtrak, our first ride on Amtrak, and Overall, I think the feeling is I'm glad we did it. It was an interesting experience. We enjoyed being on the train, experiencing a new mode of transportation. It was fun to be able to look out the window and see sights from a different angle, from a different viewpoint. So the train experience in itself, I think, is something that we enjoyed. Is it a mode of transportation that I would be in a hurry to book again? Maybe not. It took us 10 and a half hours to go from Rochester to Boston. You know, we could have actually driven there in 5 hours, but it was the experience that we wanted to do. And again, I'm glad we did that. The roomette itself, we booked a roomette, so you have coach, a roomette, and bedroom. And the roomette, I gotta say, from a comfort standpoint, probably not the most comfortable thing in the world. Looking at the coach seats, they're actually large coach seats that recline quite a bit back, have leg support, a lot of room. The coach seats actually look a lot more comfortable than what we had here in the roomette. As you can tell from the video, when you have two adults, you're facing each other, you know, leg room's an issue, trying to find where to put your feet. If you were a single traveler, I think the roomette would be a perfect opportunity. There's a lot of room for a single person to spread out and kind of get comfortable and find that comfort area. Cheryl did on the way back, put the upper bunk down and was able to climb up there and take a little bit of a nap. I think included that video earlier, so you kind of saw just briefly what that was about. But that's an option. So as far as comfort goes, maybe not the best thing in the roomette for two adults. Food wise, so I kind of told you about our experience with food when we left Rochester going to Boston, and honestly, that experience with those meals made me a little reluctant to order meals in the dining car on the way back. Now, I will say that when we got on, so the train that we're on now originated in South Bay Station in Boston, and we were the second stop. So when we got on board today, we had lunch from not the dining car, but the cafe car, and we had sandwiches and drinks and stuff. And honestly, that meal from the cafe car was pretty good. It was not bad at all. Dinner menu on this train back to Rochester happened to be the same exact menu that we had going to Boston, and I was reluctant to do that part again. So food, you know, you might want to consider. I know a lot of other people that have traveled Amtrak have brought food with them on board, and I would say that would probably be a very good idea, is to bring some extra food just in case. What else can I tell you about the roomette? The bathroom part in the roomette. So as I showed you in the video when we got on board, there's actually a toilet right next to one of the sitting spots in the roomette. And I gotta say, it's kind of weird. I mean, it's kind of weird to have a toilet right there. You know, two adults, not a huge deal, but it's just kind of a weird thing. Cheryl's behind the camera, getting kind of late, but Cheryl, what are your thoughts?
I think that meals are subjective, so other people might enjoy the dining cart and the offerings that they had that we did not enjoy that much. But I do agree that the cafe car, the sandwiches were really good.
Definitely.
Our neighbor on the way over here in the roomette across from us said that
On our way to Boston,
said that she had an Asian salad from the cafe car and that it was really, really good.
Yeah.
So there are definitely options.
And I do want to say too that, you know, we joined when we got on the train in Rochester going to Boston. It had already traveled overnight from Chicago, so we were kind of joining on at the halfway point. And, you know, did that have an influence on the food and the service that we received? Maybe. I'm not sure. Could the food have been a little bit better? Interestingly enough, I will say that when we left Boston this morning, we did not have a dining car attached to our train. When we got to Albany, the train from New York. They join the train from New York and the Boston train together, and then it carries on to Chicago. So we didn't have a dining car until we joined from the train in New York. Would that have made a difference with meals? I'm not sure, but my experience going to Boston was enough to make me a little reluctant to want to order a meal again. And again, that's just my opinion, that's Cheryl's opinion, it's our subjective opinion about the meals. Please let us know, drop us a comment. If you've been on Amtrak and you really enjoyed the food, tell us where you were, what line you were on. This is the Lake Shore Limited line, again, from either Boston, New York to Albany, and it carries on to Chicago. Let us know. Drop us a comment. Let us know what you think as far as the food that you experienced or your Amtrak experience. I'd love to know that. Again, I don't want to knock the Amtrak brand. It was a learning experience for us. Very subjective. It's our opinions. We enjoyed what we booked. I'm glad we did it. I'm glad we had the experience. But I'm just not sure if I'd be in a huge hurry to book another one anytime soon for future travel. So with that, Cheryl, any final thoughts?
No, I think that's it. When we were heading up to Boston, we did have the dining car, but they separated that in Albany on the way up, and they had left the food for dinner for us.
Yes, that's true, and delivered it to our room. I much preferred today not having the dining car for lunch. Yes.
And being able to eat at the cafe, because I liked that food was better.
Agreed.
As far as I was concerned. But
Agreed.
again, everyone will have their own opinion about the food.
So she'll be back in Rochester in about an hour and 45 minutes. So just wanted to say thanks for tagging along with us. I hope you found some value in the video. Again, drop us a line or drop us a comment. Let us know your thoughts. If you've been on the Amtrak recently, you know, if you have a totally different perspective, please let us know. We'll certainly love to hear your experiences too. So thanks a lot for tagging along with us. Thanks for following along, and we look forward to seeing you guys on our next adventure.
So we're going in a different direction.
Thank you very much for joining us on this adventure. We really appreciate you following along. Please help our channel grow and hit that like button, drop us a comment, and consider subscribing. Thanks again, and we'll see you on the next one.